Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Let me make sure everything is all systems go as I get on here. Now, I know I want to take an hour, but I think I have a call in 47 minutes. So I may not have a full hour unless that gets rescheduled. And then right after that call, I got a date night with my wife. We got invited to a luxury suite at somebody concert, but got this question in the comments. So now y'all know if you don't put questions in the comments, relevant questions for the masses, not independent questions that's specifically for you, but relevant questions for the masses that can help more than just one person, then I have my own topics. But anytime I get a chance to check the comments and I see questions, I screenshot them and then I come on here and talk about those things. So getting ready to do that. And also I still have coaching sessions that was on the books already, but my books are closed right now as I reset and regather, and I'm writing a short book right now. And so, but getting ready to rebuild, not rebuild, but get back to my insurance agency, the 1322 agency, for this second half of the year. So if you interested in, if you already have your insurance license, first and foremost, definitely reach out to me. And you're looking for just new opportunities, join the team. Or if you want to get your license, then reach out to me. Or if you need your policy, then reach out to me. So we still got the agency going, doing that. And I'll be having a different seasons, different quarters, put my focus on different things. But I want to touch on this because this is something that is very, very important. It's something that a lot of people are dealing with, struggling with. And y'all forgive me because in case my wife texts me. But you got to be able to get this here knowledge, because if you don't, you'll find yourself repeating over and over and over again. Now, give me 1 second here. Had to hit my last swig of Fever Tree ginger beer. Now, that ain't no real beer now, ginger beer. So this what I want you to realize: that toxic relationship, it'll circle back around and grab you again. If you're not careful, if you're not intentional, you'll go from one toxic relationship to the next toxic relationship. And you will keep circling in these toxic relationships. You'll keep going through these toxic relationships over and over and over again. So in order to heal from a toxic relationship, I'm going to take you through some steps. I'm going to take you through 7 steps that you need to do. Now, you can add more steps if you feel like walking further, but you need to do these 7 and get down with it. Take your time with it. The first step is to get distance from your ex, that toxic person. You got to get distance, whatever that look like. Moving out the house, switching to a new company, getting a transfer, getting to a new company if y'all work together, selling your equity or selling your part of the company if y'all own a company together, not answering on the phone. If you really toe up from the flow up and you know that seeing their messages will trigger you or prompt you to respond, then you have to block them. If they use other numbers and the stuff they say still can be triggering to where you're going to respond, you got to change your number. Change your number. If it was really toxic and they will show up at your place, you got to break your lease. Break your lease through hardship, get a police report or do a hardship thing. Or if they won't let you break the lease through a hardship letter or whatever, keep going up the chain. Go all the way to the owner of your apartment if you're in an apartment, and then if you're in a home, go all the way up to the owner. Just say, I'm not safe. There's going to be an incident that will happen if I stay here. I have to break this lease. I have to move. And go stay with a friend or family member if you need to for 6 months to a year. Move cities if you need to. Move states if you need to. Whatever you have to do, if you only have to do a little bit because they so egotistical, arrogant, or whatever, so you only got to do a little bit to get away, then fine, that's cool. But if you have to do more, if you got to do a lot, then do that. Do whatever you have to do to get distance. You get that distance, and it's no communication. Now, I know the question arises, Tony, what if y'all got kids together? If you got kids, then that's the only, or if you got a business that's not easily dissolvable or exitable, then the conversations that y'all have to have is the only conversation you have. You don't have nothing around it, nothing before it, nothing after it, nothing. How you doing? Miss you, love you, bye, all that. Strictly business. It has to be robotic. The other thing that you could do if it was very, very toxic, you put somebody else in your place. So you let your mom or your dad or your friend, your brother, your sister handle the business or do the drop offs and pick up with the kids. You bring in that third party to be that in between. So now the person who, your ex who is toxic, they don't get to see you. Because see, one thing you got to realize, like when somebody is toxic, any access to you is like oxygen. Like it fills their lungs. Like even talking to you about y'all children, the children that y'all have together, the dog that y'all have together, the job or the business y'all have together, any conversation is like oxygen. I got a quote that went viral thanks to Missy Elliott, and it said, negative people need drama like oxygen. Stay positive. It'll take their breath away. And that's how you got to move. Like you can't get caught up in their foolishness, because you could say, well, we got kids. I'm going to be diplomatic. I'm going to have these conversations about these kids. That's all we're going to talk about. And they'll just say one little slick sentence that is so rude and nasty or derogatory or just an undercut. And then boom, right there, you triggered. So you sitting there, you triggering, you like, whoa, what's going on, man? Like, I'm just trying to have this conversation and you throwing shots. Like, all we trying to do is figure out for these kids, and you throwing shots. And so sometimes you can't even do that. The other thing, the next thing you want to do is you want to get distance from the mutuals. Now, the way this looks is nobody can bring you any business about your ex. So let your mama know, that mediator, that middle person, you let them know, hey, they are going to try to trigger you, knowing that you're going to bring it to me to trigger me. They're going to try you and play you and do this and that to get to me. So what I need you to do is handle everything. You have the right, you have my permission to make executive decisions on my behalf, to where you don't have to call me, you don't have to mention it to me. When you bring me the kids, after you done pick them up or drop them off, whatever, don't mention their name to me. Don't mention their name to me. Don't mention nothing they said to you. Don't mention none of that, because I really don't care. Like, I already know that they are a sack of crap. I already know that they full of it. I already know that they this and that and this and that. You telling me the next thing about them does not help me. So all it does is just reopen, rip the Band-Aid off, it reopened the wound, and it moved me right back to everything I was already feeling. The shame, the embarrassment, the time I wasted. it's just I don't want to hear about them at all. And that's why I say you're gonna have to get distant from the mutuals, because a lot of times y'all be like, oh, well, I broke up, with my ex, it didn't work. They was toxic, but me and their sister are best friends. Me and their sister are super close. Me and their brother super close. Well, guess what? As long as you super close with a sibling or their mama, their daddy, or their friend, their best friend, or whoever, that means you're stuck and you can't move on. It is nobody in the world that's going to be willing to be with you if you are close to your ex's family. So you making a decision that you're not going to be able to get around. And you can spin it however you want to spin it. You could spin it like, oh, well, that's like my sister or that's like my brother. If they can't deal with that and understand that I have no desire, no feelings, no relations, no nothing to my ex, I'm just super, super cool with their mom or dad or brother or sister. You can spin it however you want to spin it. You're going to be single. You're going to be single because we grown and we lose people. We shed people. We have to move on. That's a part of adulthood. You're not going to die. You ain't know they family before you met them, and you were doing just fine. You're gonna do just fine without them. It's different. Merry Christmas, happy birthday, but hanging out, going out to the club, going out to eat, going on trips and all that, you're going to be single. I'm promising you that you're gonna be single, because ain't nobody signing up for that. Because we human. Humans have hearts. Humans have interactions. Humans have feelings. Like, it ain't gonna work. Trust me when I tell you. So you got to figure something out. You got to figure something out. You're gonna have to get distance. And the thing about it is, the toxic person, what they'll do is they'll have their mutual reach out to you all the time. They'll have a mutual always reaching out to check on you, and then they coming back, they mutual coming back to them. Oh, they doing this, they doing that, they feeling like this, they feeling like that, they going through this, they going through that. And your toxic ex just soaking it up. Just, okay, all right, yeah. And then they just finding out other stuff they could do just to trigger you, just to trip you up, because they getting to hear the intel. And one thing I'm gonna help you understand. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's very, 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 very rare. It's definitely less than 10%. Majority of the time, your mutual that you met through your ex is going to be loyal to your ex instead of being loyal to you. So you could say, hey, don't tell them nothing about me, and they gonna run and tell everything about you. And you could say you love them, the mutual. You could say you love them. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. They got heart for you. You got heart for them. All that. Listen, they are that person's friend, your ex's friend, or your ex's family member. They not studying you. They not studying you. They ain't worried about nothing you talking about. All your business going right back to your ex. Point blank, period. I don't care what they tell you. All your business going back. That's what you got to realize and understand. And then once you get there, now you start to understand the importance of getting you some distance. Now, the other thing is that you want to do is you want to create an intense self-care routine. Yeah, y'all, I know my camera off. I'm wiping my eyes. An intense self-care routine. Now, what this means is you going broke on you. That means every day is full. You doing Pilates or gym or trainer, you taking classes, you working 40 to 60 hours a week, you building something like your self-care, you getting facials, you getting your hair done, your nails done. Even if you're a man, you taking care of your hands, your feet, your face, your hair, your hairline. Like, whatever it is you into Botox and filler. I ain't stamping or condoning it, but you taking care of yourself, your self-care routine, how you eat, how you sleep, how you drink, all of that stuff matters because guess what? The better you look, the better you're gonna attract. And that's what you have to realize and understand. The more you look, the more you're gonna attract. See, sometimes it ain't even about it might not be a super attractive person, but they may be super well off. And they want you because how you look. They see you and they like, hey man, the person looking good now. The person taking care of themselves. So they say, okay, let's make this here happen. Next thing you know, now you laid up in the shade, you taken care of because you took care of yourself. That self-care routine, it's not easy. It's hard. Like I'm tired right now because I went to bed late. I was up working and then making a little animated series. And then I had to wake up early today for my dentist appointment. And so I'm tired because my body ain't good like that. And then tonight, me and my wife got a date night. We was invited. And so this is what you got to realize and understand. You have to get to a place to where you start to see like, okay, I got to take care of me. So you got to put on your calendar that, and here's what you got to realize now. If you don't have the money, then this is where you go get the money. Remember I told y'all about the all access membership with over 80 courses teaching you how to earn a living while living your purpose. So go to TonyGassacademy.com, get on there, get in the all access membership because it's only $20 a month, but yet this course is in there that's worth $5,000, $2,500. But it's, and you just go one course to the next and get the whole blueprint. Then go implement. Just today, me and one of y'all, one of my clients from this here, from YouTube, we just published her book. Just published her book. You're gonna hear about it and see about it soon once it's up. But that's what I mean. Grinding, creating. And boom. Now the book will be out and the book will be out there for life. And that was, you know, that was an author consulting package of $4,000 and got the cover done, got the interior formatted, got it published to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Got everything taken care of, set up, gonna get some marketing in it. But now legacy is created. Now it's out there. It'll be out there for life. And so that's what you got to realize and understand is that your self-care got to be intense. It has to be intentional because a lot of people gonna lie to you. They're gonna lie to you, ain't gonna tell you what you need to hear. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear. So you got to be very careful about that. The next thing you want to do, and you kind of doing this simultaneously from day one, is you want to learn love. You got to learn love. And so I want you to understand that. Got to learn love. And so you my son texting. And so you take, okay, White Beach, Mobile, Philippines. I'm gonna try that out there in the Philippines. And so you take at this stage now, you doing this throughout the whole time. You learn love. And what I mean by learn love is how did you end up in a toxic relationship? You ended up in a toxic relationship because you didn't listen. You either was on here and not listening, or you was on here and didn't listen, or you wasn't on here. I mean, you either wasn't on here, and so you got screwed over, or you was on here and didn't listen and then be on the phone with me. Yeah, Tony, I've been following you for 5 years. I ain't listen, but I've been following you though. I love your video. I ain't listen though. You got to forgive me. Like, no, I ain't forgiving. You should have been listening now. So when you learn love, you're gonna learn the red flags. And I got videos on that, but I'll do some more. You're gonna learn the red flags. You're gonna learn the antecedent behaviors. You're gonna learn those things to watch out for and see if a man real or not, if he gonna do you right or not. And so that's what you learning. What are the red flags that you need to look for? Y'all forgive my oldest son texting the group chat, so I had to respond. What red flags you looking for? Learn what is real love and what isn't real love. You learning what's the difference between a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship. What is the difference between a man and a grown boy? What's the difference between a woman and a grown girl? So you learning these things so you know what and who not to be. And you also learning what and who not to be with. So that's where you got to get to. So get to that place. And so that's where you taking and getting that knowledge. So now when you see it, boom, you recognize it right away. And that's the thing. There, where did you take, and what I'm gonna do, I gotta recreate this because the real love, I don't know what happened to the real love course on Tony Gass's Academy. I gotta recreate it. But where did you take real love 101? Never. At no point in school did they teach us love. So y'all want us to be industry plants, industry workers, working in the industry, in the factories, but don't care if we at the house getting whooped on. Don't care if we go through 9 divorces. And I've coached clients who done went through 4 divorces, 3 divorces. So it happens. That's life. But that's why you gotta learn love so that you don't keep falling for the same thing. That's where I want y'all to get to. So the next thing you want to do now is you have to build something. What I mean by that is build something. And in building something, you're building you. So write a book, start a LLC, marketing plan, launch, start a nonprofit organization, open a business, open a business. Like all of that. Anything you need to do business wise, I could show you. Y'all forgive me. My wife, right? So all of that right there, I can show you. And what the reason why you doing this here is because it's locking you in. You getting in there and you so focused on this business. Like you literally set an unrealistic goal. I want to make $1 million in 12 months. And you racking your brain and you doing whatever you can to go for that million. I'm talking about every idea. Anything you could come up with, every idea, I want that million. Guess what? You probably most likely gonna hit at least 60 to 100,000 chasing that million. But chasing that million, you might mess around and hit 2 million. You never know. I remember when I said I want to make 750,000. I said that year I made almost $2 million. But that was the first time I had wrote a goal. And so I say that to say, write the vision and make it plain. Build you building your body, you building your mind, your brain, you building your brand, the 3 B's, brains, brand, body, brains, brand, body, brains, brand, body, you building. So you elevating, you looking so good, you looking smart, fit, healthy, ambitious, successful. Like your ex is like throwing up. And that's not your concern, but you got to realize when you get out of somebody's grasp, they watch everything you do. Give them a show to watch. They watching, make it a movie. It got to be Oscar award winning level. Like you sitting around here looking like who shot John and forgot to kill him. You around here tore up from the floor up looking broke, busted, and disgusted like somebody dropped you off at the bus stop and hit you across the head with a brick. Like, you need to be glowing up. You need to be glowing up so much. You look like you glowing in the dark. When they mess around and bumping you down to the store, you looking like, whoa. They looking at you like if you got to do the drop off and pick up of y'all kids, you got to go down to the office of y'all business. They looking at you, they licking asphalt. You hear me? They down there licking all kind of asphalt, trying to get your attention. Oh, look at me. Licking asphalt. You like, what the you call you finna get them, call them people on them. About to have to put them in a jacket. But that's how you got to do. And it ain't about them. It ain't about a revenge body and all of that. I know that people get too caught up in that. It's about you. It's about your longevity. It's about your success. It's about that right there. So that's what you got to realize right there. Got to have that right there. Got to be able to build something. Number 5. I mean, that's number 5. Build something. Number 6 is re-enter. Forgive me, phone lighting up. Re-enter slowly. See, this is what I try to tell y'all. This is where the Destiny app come in. When you ready, that's where you get on the Destiny app, which is a matchmaking app, not no dating app. So you ain't getting on there and getting 50 people writing you. One lady told me the other day she been on there 3 weeks, ain't got a match yet. That mean ain't nobody on there on her level yet. Ain't nobody. So it's like, hey, that's what you want. You don't want to get on there and just have 50 people sitting there waiting because, you know, it's too much to sort through. You don't know who real, who fake. You want it to be slow. You want it to take its time. You want that. And so that's what I want you to realize. Get on there. Take your little time. Meet one person at a time, one conversation at a time. So that way you don't get bombarded. That way you ain't in no situation where you don't get, you know, toe up from the flow up. You ain't in no situation where boom, here you go. You done got back into this relationship because you moving so fast and they hit you across that swiggle swagger, hit you across that head. Y'all forgive me, right? I'm planning a little date situation with my wife, trying to figure out where we leaving from. And so you get back in there slowly. You taking your time. You making sure that you've learned, you built yourself up. And see, all of that stuff right there, that's what heals you. In that learning, in that building yourself up, all of that is what heals you. All of that right there is people say, "Oh, how do I heal? How do I heal?" These the active steps. These the active steps. So when you get that distance, that create healing of its own. From the ex, from the mutuals, that create distance of its own. That self-care routine. Listen, I walked on my walking pad for 10 minutes. I ain't had time, too much time. I was on a coaching call, walked on that walking pad, but on regular, I'm trying to do 30 minutes a day. Well, guess what? That helped mental health. So I noticed, oh, I ain't had my sauna, I ain't had my red light in the last yesterday or the day. I ain't had red light therapy or sauna. My mind bothered me today. My mind ain't been bothering me all this week. I ain't been overthinking all this week with 30 minutes of walking, red light therapy, infrared sauna. So, oh, what going on? You see what I'm saying? That stuff, it does that. It gets you in that place. So that's what you got to realize and understand, that you want to make sure that you taking these steps, because that's what's going to get you where you need to be. Okay, y'all, look at this roof. I'm gonna get me a new roof here. So give me some good, some quotes. And the last thing, number 7, is you need to be the example. So when you come out that toxicity, you got to be the example and never fall for it again. When your friends and family look at you, they ought to see a bill of health. You have grown up. You done glued up, glowed up, glown up. You hear me? They looking at you like a well-oiled machine. They like, what in the world did you do? You fit, you healthy, you glowing, you balling out of control, your new business, your new book, your hair, your nails, your skin, your teeth, your outfits. What the world going on? You got to be the example. You cannot be out here looking like Who Shot Tom and Jerry. You see what I'm saying? It got to be changed. So, hey, listen, I got to call in 12 minutes. I need to double check, make sure it's happening regardless. If it's not, I'm sure going home. Y'all forgive me. So yeah, so go through them right there, them 7. But this what I want you to do. Blow them up though. Like really blow them 7 up. Like don't just barely do it. You got to do it to the fullest. Like you got to do it with strength. You got to do it with leadership. You got to do it with confidence. And everything gonna flow from there. Like it's gonna work out for you. It's not gonna be hard if you put one foot in front of the other and you going through. So that's what you got to realize. That's what you got to realize. Let me see why I say. And y'all, and so this is the thing. Ask your questions like the young lady did. I got a video on everything. You might not can't find it at this point because I got over 3,000 videos, but I got a video on everything. So, but put your questions in the comments. For those of y'all who done seen all the videos, which nobody has, but for those of y'all who have seen majority of the videos, you'll see some videos be done over, but it'll be a latest, greatest updated. So when I wrote these 7 today, I just wrote these 7 that I took you through today. I actually wrote them down. But so I've talked on this before and I maybe said a couple of these things, but not in this exact way, not in the exact flow and format. So even when I do a topic over, it's still coming from the heart at that moment. So it's still going to be new and revised. So keep learning, keep growing. Don't get complacent in your knowledge. Don't get complacent in where you're at and what you're doing. And understand that, understand that and be at a place where you can really start to grow. And so, you know, be there. We working, we grinding. All of the important links is in the description. So you'll see those. It's a grind over here. But God bless you. Keep your head up. And we will talk soon.